welcome to the Sterling Heights Public Library. My name is Brent, and today we're making baba ganoush. What are we doing with baba ganoush? Okay, so baba ganoush basically is going to be a roasted eggplant dish. So we've got a nice eggplant here. This is one of the purple varieties. These are fairly easy to come by in the store or farmers markets. We're going to need some lemon, some garlic, some salt, some tahini, and some olive oil. So let's go over the beginning of this here real quick. First thing we're going to do is take the top off the eggplant. Now, if you've never worked with eggplant much in the past, a lot of varieties have got some thorns up around the stem, so be careful of that. It can be a little prickly. We're going to split this thing lengthwise. This is what the inside of an eggplant looks like. Take a glass dish, set that in there. Give it a good generous drizzle of olive oil. Just turn that cut side down. It's going to soak up most of this oil. Eggplant soaks up a tremendous amount of oil. You'd be surprised how much oil it'll absorb. We're going to take this outside and we're going to grill this over a charcoal fire. If you don't happen to have a grill, there's nothing wrong with putting this under the broiler or roasting it in a hot oven. Any of those will work. What we're doing is we're caramelizing the outside a little bit and softening this so that we can scoop it out of the skin easily. So we got our fire going. We got it kind of localized in this area right here, and I do have a little bit of wood on there in order to give it a little flavor. So we're going to do these skin side down. You don't want to be dripping a lot of oil and directly into those coals, because burnt oil flavor is not what we're going for. We're going for a roasty, smoky flavor here, and it's not a bad idea. You might notice I took a little bit of a slice off of here. When an eggplant is raw, before you get going with it, it's not a bad idea to take a little taste of it, because every once in a while you get a bitter one, and if you got a bitter one, it'll ruin your whole project. Never figured out a good way to fix bitter eggplant. So we're going to get this going. We're going to let that go for about 8 to 10 minutes. We're going to come back and check it, flip it, and we'll go from there. So it's been about 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead, flip these over onto, oh yeah, skin's starting to blister nice. Flip those over onto the cut side and get that lid back on. You don't want to get that burnt oil flavor, so control your heat a little bit. If you got to use the vent to do that, we're going to give that about another 6 or 8 minutes on this side, and we'll come back and check them again. They should be pretty close at that point. Been about 10 minutes. They're getting nice and soft. Oh, that's looking nice. So we're going to pull those off. We're going to let them cool for a few minutes, and then we're going to scoop them out of the flesh out of the skin there, discard the skin, and we'll make the baba ganoush. Now, since I've already got a fire going here, I'm not going to smother this. I'm going to let this kind of go a little bit and just tamp it down a little, because we're going to take some pitas and warm them up on the charcoal too. So our eggplants had a chance to cool a little bit, and that's kind of useful because you want to be able to handle this stuff relatively easily. You're going to take a large spoon and just kind of get in there and pull that right on out of there. Should roll right off the skin pretty well if it's nice and soft. A little bit of skin isn't going to hurt anything, but you don't want a ton of it. And just scrape that right out of there. So we got our nice roasted eggplant here. We're going to pop that into our food processor bowl. Set that aside. Got a couple of cloves of garlic here. Crush those. This is a great, easy way to get the skin off of it. Just comes right off. Get a little bit of root end off of there. We don't want that. Since we're throwing it in a food processor, it's going to pretty much chop in right in the bowl. So throw that in there. We're going to need some lemon. So just take that right in like that. That squeeze right into the bowl. Start off with about half a lemon. We can always add more if we need to. We're going to add, for this amount, let's start with about a half a teaspoon of salt. Again, we can always add more if we need to. give probably another tablespoon or two of olive oil and our tahini. One thing you want to keep in mind with tahini is that it has a tendency to separate if it's been sitting for a little while. You may have to give it a good stir before you get in there. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to work with, and you're going to get all the solids at the bottom and all the oil rises to the top. So a good rubber spatula really helps for getting this stuff out of here. We're going to be adding, that's about a quarter cup of tahini we got in there. Make sure we get all that down in. Go ahead and give that a couple of good pulses, taste it, and see how it comes out. Just a little bit more. I want this to be nice and smooth. Okay, the garlic's still a little bit chunky, so we're going to give it just a little bit more, but the flavor is really nice on this. We got that roasty, we got the toasty, we got the flavor of the olive oil and the garlic. I think I might want to add a little bit more lemon to this, but I'll take it just a little bit further first. Definitely going to use that second half of lemon. Very nice. Let me get this cleaned up and we'll serve this here in just a moment. So while we've got this nice fire going here, we're going to take a couple of pita breads and just pop those right on here just to warm them through. A little bit of smoky and toasty is going to be nice. So they don't need to be covered up. You're not going to spend a huge amount of time on here. Just going to kind of give them a little bit of warmth, a little bit of color, and a little bit of that smoky flavor. So we're going to give these a flip. Well, we're starting to get just a little bit of color on them here. You want to be real careful of any open flame with these. You don't want to scorch them. You just want a little warmth and a little toast. We don't want blackened pitas. Warming up nice. All right, so a little bit of foil. Just go ahead and put those right in there, and then wrap them up in foil just to keep them warm. We'll do those with the baba ganoush. So we got those warm pita that we wrapped in foil. I'm just going to go ahead and pop those out of there. Cut them up into some pieces here. Do these into wedges. I'm just going to try one of these. Put a little of that right on that pita. And good stuff. Baba ganoush. Give it a try.